Hey, it's Todd Ault. I'm with Jason Bartholomew. How you doing?
Hello, everyone.
Marshall Wilkinson's in the house. We didn't hear him.
There he is.
Say that again, Marshall.
I said, how we doing, guys? Good to be
All
back.
right. Skyla,
Live
the
from New
lovely
York.
Skyla, my niece, is in the house.
Hi.
It is June 3rd. It is the 86th episode of Risk On. The market was down,
Yeah, it was.
and we ripped.
We had a
We
great
ripped.
day.
I don't get what's happening here. Literally, I was looking at the market this morning and thinking to myself, is this real or is it Memorex? I mean, none of you would know that, by the way, those youngsters out
I know
there.
what Memorex is.
We had a 600,000 plus day.
Why so much?
SSNT up, FRD up. We were short the triple Qs, which I told everyone yesterday. That made us 62 grand. We were short AMC. That made us 60 grand today. We covered, by the way, when it was 44. Iconics up 22. ANVS 11 grand. Peloton short. Chara, Diamond short covered that. What a day today. And we had other names that were down. We just had an amazing day. And what's perplexing to me is that you have a Dow that is down 23, a NASDAQ down 141, an S&P down 15. I don't know what to make of it, man.
It didn't slow us down. In fact, ANVS up after hours, $60.50. That's the company with the Alzheimer's drug.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know a couple companies involved with Alzheimer's. Hey, sliding stuff up on the show today. Marshall's joining us. He's in the house today. Are we excited about that? Aww. Yay!
Aw.
And then
That was a wrong sound.
I said, "Oh, like he's in cool." And then Dr. Fauci was. We were able to check out his picks, and we're going to share his bracket with you later today. So
Yep.
stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss the bracket, Dr. Fauci's bracket. Incredible. Later on we have a great hockey play, which is cool. Skyla has a dirty joke. Now, Josh, it's semi-dirty. Are you allowed to say a semi-dirty joke, or can you say no joke at all? Marshall, we need your guidance here. You're a messenger of protocol and etiquette. You're a Harvard man. You wear a suit and a tie every day. Sometimes you take the tie off. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's not really that dirty, but it is a little dirty. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, I think we should pull the trigger. It's YouTube. Let's do it, man.
Okay, cool. We'll pull the trigger a little later. Skyla, you got the green light to tell that
All right.
semi-dirty adult joke. We'll make
Okay.
sure that we deal with this. Marshall, what's going on in New York, my friend?
Listen, there's a massive uptick in volume and traffic here. It's noticeable since the last time I was here. Everything's open, and I feel like people are very positive.
Nice. How's the cigar smoking back there now?
So, I mean, listen, it's the best in the world. It's top notch.
What do you got over there, Jason? You look a little busy.
Oh, yeah, I'm dialing stuff up.
I don't know where to start. All the people must be speculating in the small caps. I don't know what you make of it, but Marshall, what are your thoughts on the way these things are trading? And I'll give you a couple examples here before
Sure.
we get to it. Workhorse at 15, up $3.57. Tilray up 72 to 1972. You name it. What happened with Naked today? Where did it close? Naked Brands had a pretty big run. I saw a high of, and yeah. So on my screen, Naked Brands hit $1.
Yep.
$1 for Naked Brands. Low of 78. It's presently 84 in the aftermarket. Volume
Are they running on any news? Do we have news? Is there a news catalyst?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I don't know. I think that some of the memes were making a move. What can you talk about AMC today at all?
AMC, they raised money today.
I know, but I'm talking about the move. You came in my office and said, dude, it's a 100% move.
Smartest thing they did today, by the way, AMC. The best thing they could have ever done is sell 11.5 million shares.
It didn't even, it briefly phased it, and then it ripped back up to 68, and now it closed around 54.
So here's AMC today, right? It opens up or down a little bit, I think. It kind of rips. It goes back down to 44, rips back up to 56, goes down to 38, touch 38. I saw 38. Then this thing proceeds to rip all the way back up to almost 70, $67, $68 after they announced that they raised $500 million.
Yeah, Nick, go to my chart real quick when you get a chance here. Yeah, it busted back through two levels of resistance and actually closed above 50. It's actually, 54 after hours. This could be a possible inside bar squeeze tomorrow. Don't listen to all the gamers out there. Don't mess with this stock if you don't know what you're doing. Don't gamble on this stock unless you have money to light on fire. This is something
you're kind of lighting money on fire here.
It's a tough one, man. I mean,
what's your take on it, Marshall? I mean, I think my concern is. Let me outline it for you. My concern is that this is. This kind of euphoria reminds me a little bit of the internet days where I'm getting calls from people, Facebook groups recommending AMC. I'm getting texts. It's a little crazy. What are you thinking?
Well, I think they said it perfectly in their offering today. In the offering, they said, if you buy the Class A common, make sure that you are willing to lose all your money. Because the current market price isn't reflective of the underlying business. They said it clear as day in the offering today. So it's obvious that this is a Wall Street bets. This is a band of speculators that got together to manipulate a stock, period.
It's been banned for short selling on Jefferies, Raymond James. You can't buy on margin. You're seeing a repeat of GameStop here.
Are you?
Yeah, it's looked pretty
The
interesting.
fundamentals of the business, they say the stock price should be around $7 based on the fundamentals of the business.
There's no fundamentals.
So, I mean, there's a
in this market.
massive disconnect between the fundamentals of that business and the current stock price.
So I want to go over a couple things. Why don't you cover the market real quick? I kind of led through it. Why don't you go over copper and everything, and then we'll come back to it.
We covered the indicators for the Dow and the NASDAQ and the S&P, but Bitcoin actually, as ANVS looks good after hours, Bitcoin real time, because that's what we do here live at Risk On, 38,626.
Let's go.
Ethereum 2,800 and 38.6 divided by 2,800, 13.75 to 1 ratio Ethereum to Bitcoin. Oil was 68.90 today, kind of flat. Gold got pounded and silver got pounded today. 1876, 27.54. Copper was down 13 cents to 4.46. Job reports came out really good. They're still ignoring the inflation. I disagree. I think there's huge inflation here in the day-to-day lives of everyday Americans. But anyhow, gold and silver got pounded today.
It's not possible for me to describe something to you. And please take this as a disclaimer. I'm not suggesting you should do this. I am suggesting this happened. I don't know the exact numbers. I'd have to look on my screen. But let me give you an outline. Today, AMC rallied at one point, and I sold the $145 calls that expire in 2 days. Now, this is selling fire insurance when things are on fire. I literally got paid $2.60, and an hour and a half later, I bought them back for half. At one point today, when the stock was 44, I covered all my naked calls for at least 100% profit, meaning, well, in some case, depending on how you calculate it, let's say I sold it for $10, I bought it back for $5. So call it a 50% profit, whatever you want to call it. Wow! Then I sold them again, and I was underwater. Remember I told you this? I'm now down 40 grand again. And then they fell back, and I covered them again. This is insanity. I mean, someone paid $2.60 for a $145 call that expires in 2 days.
Why in the world these people that are on Wall Street bets are YOLOing these calls
You only
way
live,
out of the money?
You only live once. You're buying calls out of the money with a rare minute prayer.
Dude, these are like scratch offs that are like
These are literally scratch off lotto tickets.
You have no chance.
I mean,
That's great.
I mean, the
They
chances are
scratch-off.
like, I don't know, 1 in 1,000. They're higher than that.
I'm not joking. Right now, I'm short the 90 and the 95 calls.
Right.
And I got paid $15 for them.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've got a question here from Blake.
Someone's got to think we're crazy too, right? Totally crazy.
Yeah.
Did you cover copper? Did you cover everything?
Yep.
Wow. We're not even done with our first segment.
Dude, I don't even know where to start.
I feel like we're kind of dead
We could
here.
do an entire show on AMC.
We could.
But, there's other tickers that were very interesting today. I actually was
wanna go
so
through
busy
them?
today, I didn't even have a chance to pull them up.
Yeah, I'll load them up for you real quick.
UONE, Urban One,
right.
had a nice day today.
I'll put it up for you real quick.
Lots of volatility. Embrace the volatility. We've mentioned this ticker. We've been long this ticker for a while.
Yeah, we actually sold all of it the other day at 11 and some change.
Yes. So
Let's pull it up real quick, Brett.
we missed out.
These guys are, you told me, the first African-American company to get a casino
Yeah, they're working on casino in Virginia,
in
outside
Virginia.
of Richmond. Yeah,
Stock hit $14 today.
it did.
Pulled back to $12.75. One of the things we're playing, you guys probably all know it. We bought 51,000 shares. We actually had some already, so we added to it. We have 51,000 shares. Am I spelling it right?
CARV.
Very quiet here.
Carver Bancorp.
Carver Bancorp. Want to walk them through this real quick?
Yeah, I had a swing thesis on this one. I looked at the charts from last year, the previous year. The volume and the run-up going into Juneteenth, which is June 19th, was massive last year. They are an all African-American owned bank. They had a recent infusion of capital from J.P. Morgan, Bank of America. It's only about a 30 million market cap bank. The
Small float, right?
The float is nano float, 558,000 shares in the float. It will not take much volume to move this thing. Last year it ran from, if I'm not mistaken, it ran from around $2.50 to $23. We are, full disclosure, we got 51,000 shares around $9.80. And our goal is to swing trade this into the next couple of weeks, and our target is $15. We're looking to gain about 50% on this trade. Again, I'm not recommending the stock, but this is what
let's
we're
bring
doing.
up Friedman Industries. Everyone knows we follow the 13D who follows the show. We have eased up a little bit of it. Today it closed at 1401 on decent volume. This is our biggest winner right now.
Yeah, Friedman.
Steel stock pre-announced. I was really interested in the company, but they're kind of running away from me. It's about $4 and some change. I started this at $8, and thanks to Jeff Bombshell, this thing's a lot higher, man. You see this?
We owe him a steak dinner.
Yeah,
or
we
two.
owe him more than that, right?
Yeah.
What else are we going to cover real quick?
Canaan, CAN.
People are probably tired of hearing you talk about
No,
this.
they're not tired of it. Why? Are you tired of
Let's
making
get
money?
to naked real quick.
Go ahead, put naked in there.
Let's get to naked.
We got 99 people watching. Thank you to everyone.
Got 99 problems, man. So I saw on my screen that naked hit. Can we go? Is it possible to bring up the feed here or not, Josh? It's probably not, is it?
Naked, 410 million shares
I know, but are
traded.
you watching their comments?
Yeah, I got
this
it.
thing hit naked. This naked hit.
It hit $1
today.
It hit $1.
Yeah, sure.
So naked needs 10 trading days of $1 to regain compliance.
Yeah, but they have a year to do that.
They do.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
But they're already there organically.
Yeah, but they have got a lot going on.
It's real time 83 cents. Naked, nice volume today.
So I read an article that Tesla, ever since Elon Musk came out against Bitcoin, or the way he did that, people were not very happy with him. Marshall, did you see this Tesla today down 5.3% or $32?
I saw it.
What do you make of this sort of little backlash that I'm hearing about Tesla?
I think it's all temporary.
You think
I
that?
think all this stuff. Go ahead, Todd.
Well, you were talking about him shoehorning everyone into this. You know,
Yeah.
we're not going to take crypto anymore. He's changing his mind a few times. Recent things about the SEC saying that he thought the stock was too overvalued. Things like that. I don't know. There seems to be a little bit of a sentiment. I saw Morgan Stanley or someone talking about that Tesla's slowing down. You said that China orders were down, Jason?
They were halved in May. They had 18,000 orders in April, and they have 9,800 orders in May. That accounts for about 30% of its overall sales, the Chinese market. So those are real figures, real data, and that's pressure on the stock also.
I think it's temporary, and I'll tell you why. He's still the government darling. I think today he just sent the Falcon up to replenish the space station.
Right.
He's still the government guy. And as long as Nancy Pelosi and her husband own calls in Tesla, the green revolution and the strong arm of the government to push that agenda is still forthwith. He's the beneficiary.
Do you hear that?
So
Marshall Macro. Is it Macro Marshall or one of the two, right?
yeah,
He's looking at the big
one of the
picture. I guess I should have called you earlier because I was a little bit down on it. I covered my position because I was actually short Tesla, and now since I covered one of the sides of my calls, I'm now long the puts, and I'm going to get put to like tomorrow, I think. Well, and I was thinking to myself, am I going to get clipped here or what?
A lot of this stuff is emotion. These undulations. If we can pull out a little bit and see the big picture in the macro environment, it's the treasure map.
I know
Believe
that.
me.
Well, a lot of people are upset, and like it or not, crypto has a larger footprint than Tesla. I'm sorry, it just does overall in the world. So he took on the crypto community, and it didn't go his way.
No doubt.
Yeah, that was a negative. Hopefully he figures that out. What else do you want to cover?
A couple other tickers that we have today. You don't want to talk about Canaan. That's fine.
No, I'll bring up Canaan.
I mean, it's fine.
Everyone loves Canaan.
They had blowout earnings.
They're in where are they in now? They're in Yugoslavia or someone?
No, they're going to Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan?
Yeah, with their own miners. They're going to start mining with the Avalons.
Stock up 8.7% today.
Yeah, correct.
88 hit 1089 closed.
What's the 5-day?
Wow, the stock hit 1150 actually.
Yeah.
Canaan looks good. Recovering nicely. 5-day looks good.
Yeah, I think
Kind
they
of a 5-day
7
recovery.
or 8x revenue quarter over quarter,
Right.
like I thought they would. And now, if we have any momentum in crypto,
But the last 6 months, obviously, these guys are down from $37.
it went to yeah.
This is
Well, if you look at if you put in Riot, Mara, SOS, you'd have the same chart.
Oh yeah, well I see what you're saying here. Actually, they're still up 193% for the last 6 months. But during that period of time, they went from 3 and some change
Up to 37.
up to 37.
Yeah.
Wow. Can we show that chart real quick? That's 3 and some change up to 37 and back down to 10.
If I was a betting man
I
with
thought
any
you were a
momentum
betting
in
man.
with any momentum in crypto, you'll see Canaan back over 20. Just my opinion.
I thought you were a betting man. Toad man.
Toad man.
I'm in on naked. I think it's going to be a very strong. What's your thoughts on BCTX?
Thank you for the $20 super chat, Toad man.
$20. Wow.
BCTX.
Jeez
BCTX. BCTX.
Jeez Louise. That's incredible.
Okay, Biotech, we're looking for news. Looks like
the heck is
they did a
this?
private placement.
What do they do?
27.2 million private placement, and actually they finished down
Oh wow!
about
In the last
5%.
5 days, this thing has went up 92%.
Hey, they at least raised money.
They were smart enough to raise money. Well, let me write it down. We'll check it out.
Yeah, BCTX.
I've never heard of it.
6 million float, 45 million market cap. We have to check out their pipeline of
What's their
drugs.
pipeline?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
For sure.
It's a Canadian company. Looks like it is immuno-oncology.
Cancer.
Yep, cancer. Hey, they've got a couple in the pipe here. Yeah. We'll take a closer look at it. I got it written down.
Hey, those of you who have been checking us out on the radio, KEIB 1150 Los Angeles, Orange County, we're on every Sunday at, what time are we on, Skylar? 1?
1
o'clock. We're on the iHeartRadio app under the Patriot Network, too. You can check out our show, and then every week, our man Tyler makes a recap. We've been doing a lot of other, setting up for a lot of other parts of the show, including Marshall, who's going to be on the show doing this macro. Marshall, why don't you talk about what you may cover on the macro? I know you got a lot of fans. Did you see, by the way, yesterday, Marshall, that guy, what's his name again? The band player. My wife liked the music, actually.
Yeah, what's the band? LA Story? Something like that?
You know we're live, right?
All right.
Oh, come on in.
It's
That was weird.
we just got video bombed by yeah, okay.
Not allowed to say. Wow.
Alrighty then.
How often does someone famous walk in the door? Okay, I know.
Every day here.
Ha 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 ha. You're throwing me off a little bit.
That was
So I wanted to cover what Marshall thinks he will be covering on the macro. Yesterday, what was the guy's name? He plays the band, LA Story. Josh, help me out here. He's a regular
Eric.
follower. What?
Eric.
Eric. God.
Yeah.
I wanted
don't
to call
know his name.
I wanted to call him
thing.
Richard, but his name's Eric.
Yeah.
Did you see him on our show, Marshall, yesterday?
I did indeed.
With that big picture of you on his shirt.
Yes, I saw that.
I asked him if he would come play in Vegas. He said he would. So, and believe it or not,
That's awesome. I want to meet him. I owe him a drink. He's a good dude.
Yeah, and he's from Newport
flattered.
Beach, which is awesome.
I keep trying to say that I think I know this guy.
Yeah, you totally could.
Dude, it's Eric
You probably do.
Hatchett. I was drawing
Eric
a blank.
Hatchett. Yeah. Yeah.
And Eric Hatchett, I got to tell you, I vaguely remember meeting him. Eric, if you're watching the show, I don't know if he is. What's the name of the Mexican place? What's the name of the Mexican place that Tony Hawk owns in Newport Beach?
That's Double Trouble in our chat if he's here.
What's the name of the Mexican place,
Or
Skyla?
Double Trouble Diver, something
It's,
like that. Thanks, Papa.
Let me look it up.
It's driving me crazy. It replaced the old crab thing. Crud. I think I met this guy.
Really?
Anyways, I'm pretty sure I did. But you never know.
So
Tony Hawk
Well,
has a Mexican place. And I want to say it's called Toads. It's not. It's not called Frogs. What's it called? I've been there a bunch of times.
Guacamigos.
What?
Guacamigos?
Guacamigos.
Yeah, we went there quite a few
I
times.
think I met
That's
Eric at
good.
Guacamigos. I'm telling you, I think I met this guy. I was looking at it, listening to his name, and thinking to myself, I used to have, about 150 pounds ago, I had a photographic memory. I really did. And lately, it's not as photographic as it used to be. But I vaguely remember meeting a guy named Eric Hatchett. And when I saw him and that tattoo on his arm, I think I met him at Guacamigos. But maybe I didn't. Shit, you never know.
Toadman, $20 super chat. Thank you again. Buddy B, $4.99 super chat. ACAD, I'll jot that
Marshall,
down.
people want to follow you. You're going to be on the show on a regular basis.
Yep.
We're working on some other things together. Hopefully, you're going to be out here. What's the story with what they're going to get from the macro from you?
Well, they're gonna get my take on the macro, on the big picture, on inflation hedging assets, and my take and view on the investment world, the markets, and geopolitics and how it relates.
What about on the real estate side? I mean, you're a real estate expert. What are your thoughts there about? I kind of know this is a leading question. I know you're going to be involved in some real estate stuff here. But what do you think about real estate right now in general?
Hugely bullish. I'm as bullish on real estate as I am on Bitcoin, and that's saying a lot. And my entire time being here in New York City, I've been in and out of meetings, trying to take advantage of real estate opportunities that exist here in New York.
Right.
So part of the reason why I'm here with this black background is because I just ran out of a meeting with two investors to jump on, because I think now if you can structure deals, put them together, you can get financing. Now is the time to acquire as much as you possibly can.
Marshall, you coach a lot of people in business. Is it mainly contractors? What kind of people do you like to coach?
Well, I've spent a very long period of time consulting for contractors, and if there's anybody on earth who can help a contractor, it's me, no question about it, hands down. I spend a lot of time with contractors now, but you'd be surprised on how many just pure salespeople, real estate salespeople, inside salespeople that I coach. A lot more than you'd think. You'd think I coach more contractors than I do, but I really want to focus more time on contractors now because there's a great opportunity for them.
Got it. Hey, we got a ripper here.
I got Florn, $2 super chat.
SSNT, man.
Up after hours.
Up after hours. It's a 760. Someone filed the 13D on SSNT.
Really?
Yeah, someone filed a new 13D. It's like, that, what is that thing? It's like an Alex Trebek thing. What is that thing?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like leading up to the answer
like,
or the question.
I was like, D. What is Todd going to do with SSNT? Marshall, I'm pretty pumped that you're going to be here and doing that with us. I think it's going to be wonderful. I know we're lagging a little bit today. Why are we lagging so much?
Super busy.
Why are we lagging?
We have a day job, dude.
Why are we lagging?
You want to put this on the screen? Here, let's
No,
show
I don't
you
want to
why.
put
I
it on
ain't
the
lagging.
screen.
Don't put this on the
Speak for
screen.
yourself, dog.
Don't put this on
No,
the screen.
I didn't say you're lagging. I said we're lagging.
Okay, yeah, 'cause I'm jamming, baby.
No, it's just I think, Marshall, I'm a little perplexed about how do you have the three largest market indicators down and such a crazy rally taking place in some of these small cap names.
I think that that is indicative of the market itself. It's an admission of what the market is, in my opinion. It is a place where, because of communication and technology, rampant, massive speculation and groupthink get together in a concerted effort.
I want
It's
to
completely-
take advantage of what you're saying, Jason. This morning
Yeah.
you told me you were sick. The liquidity's out of control. Express files for a $15 million ATM today.
Yep.
15 million shares,
Shares.
not
Right.
$50. And did I hear you right?
Yeah.
And I want to be clear so I don't make the mistake here. Did you tell me one of our stocks filed for a $500 million ATM?
They did.
It's actually filed.
Yes.
What happened to CleanSpark today? Is it really true?
They were actually up over $17. They finished down 3%.
So this now I want to make sure because I didn't see it for sure. You said that they filed for a $500 million ATM.
To create an at-the-market equity program for sale of 500 million shares.
Shares or dollars?
Wow, hold on. It
gotta
says
be dollar.
500 million shares, but it's got a dollar sign next to
It's
it.
got to be dollars.
It's gotta be
Yeah,
dollars.
It's got to be dollars. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that would be insane. Yeah,
I'm covering
it's
the-
500 million.
Marshall,
shares.
I'm at a loss for the amount of liquidity that there is. I mean, there people are raising capital like in insane levels with
Yes.
it having almost no effect. AMC announced a $500 million deal or whatever it was today, and then it went up another 30 points.
Yeah.
20 points.
Yeah.
What do you make
Yep.
of that liquidity, though? I mean, how long can this last?
Well, it just goes to show you how much money is still in the system.
Well, the Fed's pumping trillions, dude. The Fed's pumping. They've been pumping money.
Baby, pump it up.
Yeah.
It's a massive disconnect between the market and the people.
Right.
It shouldn't surprise you that the quantitative easing and the money that goes to the banks
463,
don't go to the
going up.
people. It goes to speculation. And this is an admission. This is indicative of the entire system.
I like to ask Skyla this. I say, Skyla, when you, and I know this is a little personal, but you're 20 years old. You were going to college. You didn't have a job, or you did.
I did when I was.
Okay, you had a
a
small job.
small job.
Okay.
I had one though.
You were like selling fish or something, right? Like pokey.
Okay. Yeah.
But your ability to save during this pandemic has really, how much is it quadrupled? How much is it? How much larger has it made your personal bank account?
A very good amount, like from where I started to now.
Has it tripled it?
Yeah, or more.
Yeah, you got government
Government cheese.
government
Yeah.
cheese or whatever you call
Government cheese. Yeah.
You got a couple of those checks,
Yeah.
and you just put it where in your savings, right?
Yep.
Marshall, I think that Skyla's indicative of some people that didn't need the money. I mean, obviously could use it and are grateful for it. I'm not saying she's not grateful,
Yeah.
but it didn't change anything for her other than she had a larger savings.
Yeah, but I
Right.
think for some people it was rent, food. Like
No, I get
They
that.
needed
I
it,
totally
so,
get that.
yeah.
There's still people that are suffering there.
Yeah.
But I don't make about how this liquidity is so rampant, Marshall.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, the institutional money has the institutions have the money. I mean, this can't be spurred by retail guys at home on Robinhood. So, aside from the concerted effort, I'm talking about these cap raises that are occurring. This is institutional money. We spoke about this a few episodes ago about how much cash reserves these banks are sitting on. Trading
yeah.
desks are sitting on massive cash reserves. When there's an opportunity for alpha, believe me, they're gonna implement their strategy and they're gonna take advantage of it.
A week ago, Naked Brands hit 61.
Right.
Today it hit $1. Have you ever thought about the percentage moves and the amount of volume that this thing is trading?
40% moves. With
It's sheer
massive
fascinating
floats.
to me.
We're
I'm
in a world of
almost
extremes.
overly fascinated with this thing now.
Todd, we're in a world of extremes, man.
It is.
A world of extremes.
Yep.
That's it, Marshall. You're right, buddy. A world of extremes.
man.
Speaking of that, Marshall, did you see the Asian lady in Chinatown get bashed in the head by the random homeless person the other day?
I did not. No. In New York City, Chinatown?
Yeah,
I didn't see
it
this.
was all
no.
over the. It went viral for no reason.
Well, there's definitely some issues here in this city, but there are some silver linings. And I am biased as a New Yorker, but it is self-evident. It's clear that there's an uptick in positivity. You can feel it, and it's clear in traffic.
Well, they're positive in spite of the horrible leadership there on the state level
Yeah.
and the city level.
Oh, it's abysmal. But, it's a testament to the human spirit and the human will to keep on.
Absolutely.
Hey, what do you guys think about what Biden's proposed today potentially on the corporate tax?
He had to.
I'm surprised you didn't lead with it. I saw it, and I'd love to get your take on it, man.
He had to do it. I mean, they can't filibuster. You've got blue dog Democrats in purple areas of states. So the corporate tax rate would be left alone. Is that what I was gathering?
Yeah. What they're saying is they're going to leave alone. They're going to leave the
15%.
28% is what it is. And so what he's saying is, forget that. We're looking into a global 15%, but 15% corporate tax on book income.
It says
so-
it looks like Biden proposes minimum 15% corporate tax for companies that pay no federal taxes. That would be Amazon.
Well, yeah. I mean, these tech companies have spurred it because they have so many deductions and write-offs. That's why they want this to be 15% of book income. So immediately people say, oh, well, it's 15%. I think that it's like a Jedi mind trick. Like, it doesn't pass the sniff test to me.
But the reality is that Warren Buffett talks about this, is that reality is the government's your partner. They're going to take a percentage of what you make for you to have the privilege of doing business in this country. They're going to take a cut of it. And whether they're going to take 15%, 28%, 21%, they're a non-equity partner that takes a shave. They take a rake. And when people see Amazon not paying any corporate taxes of any kind, they get concerned. When they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and don't pay corporate tax, they get concerned. You got a company like Berkshire Hathaway that at one point was responsible for like 4%, 5% of all corporate taxes, writing checks for big numbers. Mm-hmm. And then you got Amazon, that's the Death Star as big as can be, big, massive company.
The Death Star.
And they look at, man, they're huge. And they're not paying taxes. Now, I'm not talking about state and local payroll. I get all
taxes.
That. What'd you say?
I said state, local, payroll taxes.
But what do you make of this, Marshall? What do you think of a 15% tax on booked income?
Yeah, so I think it, like I said, immediately when I heard it, and then I went to Bloomberg and read the article, it doesn't pass the sniff test for me. Like, I'm a New Yorker, man. I know an okie doke when I see one.
Yeah.
Because the number is 15, I think they believe that conservatives or Republicans, business owners will get behind it, but they don't know what the difference between book income and income after deductions and investments. Book income is going to be 15% off the bat, which is going to stifle R&D. It's going to stifle reinvestment into companies. So it to me, it's a cloak and dagger, and I don't believe anything that comes out of this administration that has any sort of pro-business sentiment. So the second I heard a pro-business sentiment of 15%, I had to read that article and say, man, this doesn't make sense. And once I saw that it was book income, then I recognized, hey, man, this is an okie doke job. Because the reason why we have deductions, and obviously everyone watching this knows that, the reason why we have deductions is it's to incentivize us to reinvest in the company, reinvest in research and development, to make the investments in the company to continue to grow. And then after that, after the deductions, then we pay on a taxable income. But on book income, it's pre all of those things. So you strip the company of the money before they have any dollars to do those capital investments into the company. So the number is less than 28%, but the way it's implemented and done is something completely different and nefarious, in my opinion. I don't like it at all.
Marshall, we needed you to tell us how you really feel.
I thought that was
I like that
big
term.
news
Okey doke.
because I'm like, you could smell it from a mile away, can't you?
He said okey doke.
What is this?
Yeah, that's a New York term, man. An okey doke.
Mark Butterman, thoughts on AMC?
Mark.
Double Trouble's back.
Oh, nice.
Did he even comment that hey, Double Trouble, I asked you if I met you. I thought I met you maybe at Guacamole's.
Guacamigos.
Guacamigos. Anyways, we'll see if he remembers that or not. I am perplexed. I continue. I need to go over some disclosure issues. So this morning the Nasdaq opened down about 1% and some change. We were down about 3 points. I had a big short position in the Nasdaq and the Dow, and I'll just be honest. I covered. I just say, Jason, I don't know what. I just was not comfortable. I can't figure out, like, why is the Nasdaq down? Other stocks are rallying. What kind of rotation is this? Where's the money flowing to? AMC's sucking the oxygen out of the room, and I just covered the Nasdaq. I covered the Dow. I covered my shorts. When AMC was down to 44, 40, it went all the way to 38.
Right.
During that run, I covered everything. I was up about 50 grand, made 60 grand on it today. I was down in it yesterday. I'm still short the stock. I covered a little bit of it. I'm still short the calls. I rewrote some calls. I wrote some 145 calls, some 125 calls. That premium shrunk away. I covered those. The VIX is up a little bit, 3.2% to 18. But there's something weird going on to me. You told me this morning Russia was getting out of dollars.
Yeah, they're converting to gold. And the other thing that's going on is, well, I mean, Powell and the Fed keep pumping this helicopter money into the markets. They've been doing that for
It's a Ben Bernanke term.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But I mean, when is it going to end? Like, when will the Fed be able to actually address the interest rate issue?
I think there's a real massive conundrum with the Fed and whether inflation's transitory. I absolutely do not believe it is. There's a conundrum with the market and the massive liquidity. They're not going to ease up on the spigot. Are they going to taper, which means are they going to stop buying back corporate bonds, government bonds? They're going to stop buying ETFs. I don't know here. And there are times and places where sometimes you got to say you don't know and you got to bail out a little bit.
They're backed into a corner, and we'll see this fall with the residential real estate market. Lumber, the cost of materials keeps increasing. Will the overall average cost of a single-family residence, condo, townhouse, what have you, will the ratios fall out of whack? What I mean by that is, will the debt-to-income ratio become so high for the average American gross annual income that they won't be able to qualify via the underwriters of these banks? Now, after the 2008 housing crash, you know that all of the underwriters in these banks tightened up the requirements to loan money on the retail side. So will that happen? And if that happens, it really won't matter how low interest rates are, because the cost of materials and the cost per square foot of these houses from these builders could price these home buyers out of the market. I know, Marshall, you probably want to comment on this.
Yes. The replacement value of real estate on the residential side is going to be higher than current market prices for the foreseeable future. So if you can acquire. I agree with you, however, that the values are going to be so high that the loan to income or the debt ratios that you're referring to, as far as taking on debt from the underwriter's perspective, is going to price a lot of people. A large swath of this country is going to be unable to take on the debt, the financing, in order to buy.
So keeping that in mind, like first-time home buyers, like let's use Skyla, for example. She might want to be, might want to participate in the American dream of home ownership. what's going to happen if the Fed has under this pressure? I mean, are we going to go to negative interest rates like in Europe? Like, we're going to have to do something with these interest rates, but they can't because they're backed into a corner. If they change the interest rates on the federal funds rate, which is the federal funds rate is actually the rate that they actually loan money to the banks, that's going to affect the retail United States home buyers interest rate. And that's another piece of pressure on the home buyer that's already having a hard time qualifying for the existing price points of the real estate market. So that's something to look at.
Absolutely, 100%. I think you're right on, man. And it's a scary outlook.
I'm looking at several things right now, Todd. Coinbase under pressure right now because Robinhood has just come out with a press release saying that they were going to initiate 0 commission fees on purchasing all cryptocurrency. Coinbase down in the after hours.
Wow.
AMC also just fell off a cliff. I can't. Just as an aside, everyone, when I'm down looking at my phone, I'm not being disrespectful to you all. We're live here, and I'm trying to give everyone as much information as possible.
AMC 49.06 in the aftermarket.
Yeah. And also Coinbase is down after hours. I'm not sure about AMC.
Let's pull up AMC real quick. We'll show you what's in the aftermarket. It's 49.06. Coinbase. There's a big conference in Miami that I was supposed to be at, but I'm going to be with my kids this weekend, which I am not going to Miami for that reason. Coinbase is down to wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up real quickly. Can you put that back on the back screen too? That's 230 in the aftermarket down. This is below the first indication price.
Yes.
Robinhood, a price war begins as Robinhood. Hey, listen, I'm in Nevada, though, and I have a Robinhood account. When I moved it to Robinhood here,
you can't buy.
They said because we're not allowed to sell you crypto in Nevada.
You know what's happening?
I'm a little bummed here.
You know what's happening? They're setting up for the massive, massive battle. Listen to this, Marshall. These are my thoughts. Yep. Robinhood is preparing, in my opinion, for their IPO, okay? Robinhood is getting ready to set up for their massive, massive IPO. They're putting these things in place to win customers over after they've received such a bad taste in their mouth from the GME debacle. But what's going to happen is, you think there's some showdowns now with AMC and GME versus Wall Street bets? Let me tell you something. When Robinhood does their IPO, 11 million Wall Street bets, I can't say what I want to say. We call them a name that's not so nice, but it's really a positive fashion. Anyway, Wall Street bets, folks, 11 million strong, will go to war with Robinhood, in my opinion. As soon as puts and options are available, they will be shorting that thing to the ground. It'll be scorched earth. That's my opinion. It's not necessarily going to happen, but that's what I think is going to happen.
Interesting thesis. I don't necessarily disagree. I can definitely see that happening.
Ouch.
Yeah. You know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made on it, too. There'll be a lot of money to be made on that. And these guys, they're like a roving wolf pack.
Dude.
11 million wolves. And,
they are.
Got Bitcoin approaching 39,000.
Macro Marshall, they are so upset at Vlad from Robinhood. You have no idea, folks. If you just go and peruse Wall Street bets, I can guarantee you that they will be plotting and they will be taking out their frustrations when they can on Robinhood, on options, on puts, shorting Robinhood. Again, this is just my opinion. This is for entertainment, but that's how I feel.
Makes sense.
I think
they're probably getting their firepower ready now.
I think your analogy is poor. You're like, this is for entertainment. Okay, so this is a show for entertainment purposes. Don't follow us. Talk to your financial advisor. I'm just kidding around.
Hey,
giving you a hard time.
That
being said, let's go to the screen real quick. You got Bitcoin at 38.50, 38,582.
AMC 46.
Why?
Don't know.
Huh.
Huge volume.
AMC raised a lot of money. They raised a lot of money. I got to tell you, I don't know how to handicap it. I remember in the internet days, long before most of the people watching this were born, I can remember coming in on a Friday, buying a stock for $9. On a Monday, they announced they opened a .com store.
Yeah.
They bought a .com URL. And they bought it from what was called then Network Solutions.
Network Solutions.
And they bought a .com, and back then they were more expensive.
Right.
Stock goes from $9 to $99.
Yep.
Right? You could not, these things were crazy the way they traded. And I remember everyone and their mother. Now, granted, the internet was a huge change in the way we did business.
For sure.
And I eventually figured it out and got long and made money. But there was a time and place where, like, we have eyeballs, they're counting the same eyeballs. The market caps were 50, 60, 100 billion. But that's not the case here. At $34 billion, when the stock is like, what's it, $60, AMC at that point?
Yeah.
At $34 billion, the technology that's happening, when you go to a movie theater, you're going there maybe because you want an experience, you want to bring your spouse, you want to go to dinner. That's still gonna happen. But the problem is that the advantage movie theaters have is over. You can get a first run movie in your house like that, streaming, boom, you can buy it right away.
Yeah.
And that disruption, and these are some of the pillars we talk about here at Ault Global and Ault & Company, my two companies. The pillars we have are explosive growth, undervalued assets, disruptive technologies. AMC is not disruptive. It's a cult stock, a meme stock. You can play the momentum however side you want to play. I don't blame you for playing, but you got to remind yourself you're gambling. Skyla, speaking of gambling,
Yes.
let's do that joke. It's
First off, we got a super chat from Roland that just kind of got lost. $10.
That was your job
We're
to
so
present
sorry,
that.
Roland. We thank you, buddy. Now we want to this is borderline. We're going to test this out. We may not ever do this again. This is not exactly a dad joke, but
No.
maybe a dad joke.
So, do you know why women talk so much and men think so much? Women have 4 lips and men have 2 heads.
Oh, man.
Look at our boy. His face just turned red. He's puckered up. I can't say his name, but he's like, Skyla! Got him! Boom! Oh, boy. That may be Skyla's career.
Skylar,
Oh,
why did you
boy.
take that path? You were doing
Skyla,
so
you're
well.
such a good kid.
Now look where we are.
And now look what you did. He's looking right through me, too. Hey, it's time for Risk on Sports. Marshall, stay with us, buddy. Where's Randy? Let's go.
Hey, I'm having a lot
Yesterday
of...
was the first time we lost in 5 days.
Yeah, we took an L last night. We
You
went...
raised your minimum, though.
No, I didn't.
What was 50 and 100?
Yeah, I bet 100 across the board.
Oh, got it.
I bought two parlays, 2 teams each, 100 each. One straight pick for 100. 0-3.
We
Ouch.
talk legit here. Everything that we do is transformative in the sense that we're what's wrong with me?
Transparent.
We're transparent. We're transparent with what we do. Yesterday we lost, right?
We did lose.
Why don't we give everyone the rundown? What are we at? Win losses, etc.
Last night, 0-1 straight pick minus 100, 0-2 parlays minus 200, minus 300 on the night. You know what? It's okay. We're 65 and 63 year to date on straight picks. We're 40 and 86 on parlays.
Nice.
Since April 1st, we're up $5,496.
What's a bankroll?
$66.96.
$66.96 bankroll. That bankroll was almost 7,000.
Yeah, we're up over 500%.
Right.
not
Hey,
bad.
if you would have started with us April 1st, 1,200 to nearly we hit 7,000.
Yeah.
We're at what, 66?
67. Small pullback. Next leg up.
Incredible. Randy, if you had someone doing that for you with your money, would you be thrilled?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there's no guarantee it's going to continue, but Jason continues to work at it.
Yep.
Randy, welcome.
We'll have a couple picks today.
Thanks.
What's up, buddy?
I had just a couple things. I don't know if you guys are interested in NHL playoffs or watch hockey at all, but that's one of the best sports, really, especially when the playoffs come around. But there was a brutal hit in the game last night. I don't know if Todd, if you saw that, or
Can I
Jason.
pull it up on the screen? Let's pull it up right on
Can
the
you
screen.
pull it up?
Oh, you've got it.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was in the Canadians at Winnipeg Jets.
Okay, I'm going to do this, see if it works.
Winnipeg
Hold on. Ready?
pulled the goalie.
Ready? Go now?
Yeah.
Hit it.
There's about a minute left. Winnipeg pulled the goalie, and watch this guy hit the empty netter, and then
Oh,
Wow, he's dead.
yeah, they carted him off the ice. Yeah, it's kind of uncalled for, really.
oh my God.
Wow.
And what happened?
So they carted him off the ice. It took quite a while. They carted him off the ice. And I haven't heard what his injuries were. I mean, I'm sure his neck or something, his head. But, the Canadians players, the NHL office is going to take action. They'll probably suspend him. And the Canadians players have already said if he's not suspended for the rest of the series, if he comes back, they're going to make life uncomfortable for him. So I don't think he's going to look forward to coming back into that series, man. So.
Hey, Marshall, you probably couldn't see that, could you?
No, I could.
Are you a hockey player at all? Ever? You were like a sports guy in your life?
Yeah. I like hockey.
I like hockey too. I used to be a Mighty Ducks when Paul Correa was around. I was actually a season ticket holder.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Correa was the man.
I used to love that. I used to love the Ducks. I really did. That was fun.
How can you cheer for a team named the Ducks?
I just like the Ducks, dude. Okay, I like the Ducks.
Just doesn't sound tough.
Okay.
You know,
were
we
saying?
Paul Correa's a Hall of Famer, man.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We forgot
Correa's a
about
Hall of
something.
Famer.
Oh. Okay, Randy, sorry.
That's all right.
I promise you with the last 5 minutes we were going to go to this Fauci thing, talk about risk on sports. Let's pull it up on the screen.
I mean, it's bracket.
This is true.
It's
This is bracket.
bracketology.
Let's pull it up. Leave it there.
All right, hold on one second.
Go through it. Go
All
through
right.
it.
So I don't know if y'all have been paying attention, but there was a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, where they obtained Dr. Fauci's emails. One of the emails has been uncovered. It's the Dr. Fauci's March Madness bracketology picks. I'm trying to make this thing as large as possible because this is... You can take this a couple different ways. You could say, wow, this is crazy.
having fun.
How dare he do this in the middle of a pandemic? Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay,
But
whatever.
you don't want to accuse yourself of being one of those people who can't laugh at yourself, right?
I don't. So here's what we got.
But who did he have Zika? What do you think Zika was going to do?
Well, it's the Sweet 16 right here.
Oh, right.
And we've got, on the top right, I think influenza was the H1N1 was the higher ranked team.
Right.
So I think they had home court advantage against the, I guess that's the smallpox. Yeah, some kind of pox, but influenza with the home court advantage did move on there.
Sure.
And then, of course, West Nile took on rabies. That was a blowout. West Nile, no doubt.
Rabies is going to get their butt kicked.
Yeah, I mean, rabies
I would
is-
not take rabies over West Nile.
In a close matchup, though, Ebola did take on polio.
Really?
I mean, that's a tight matchup.
And who won?
I mean, Ebola, I guess, hit a buzzer beater.
Ebola
Yeah.
would kill him, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
you're dying with Ebola.
Zika and Hep B, Zika, no problem there. They
Right.
moved on. But like when we moved on to the Final Four, it was influenza against Ebola. And actually, Ebola did move on to the final game.
All right. And who else was in the final game?
Well, on the left side of the bracket, on the east bracket, coronavirus took on the Norwalk virus. Coronavirus smoked them, and then SARS against MERS. That's a
Right.
classic matchup.
Right.
I mean, MERS moved on in that, and then down in the south we had the smallpox taking on chickenpox. Smallpox all day, right?
All right, of course.
For sure. And then it looks like the measles against herpes, and measles moved on. That's
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
an upset, dude.
Yeah, but herpes, you get it once, it goes away.
And then smallpox against measles to go to the Final Four. Measles moved on, and then coronavirus just blew out the MERS. And then coronavirus was able to advance to the final game against Ebola. That is a great matchup.
Right, and so coronavirus wins the national championship.
I
right?
can't
They
believe
won,
it.
They're the most dominant infection around.
In my
right?
opinion, though, the referee missed a call against Ebola down the stretch.
Sure.
And I think that's why coronavirus
But they
ended
may
up
be
winning.
giving coronavirus too much credit.
Yeah, I
right.
mean, if you would have bet the spread, Ebola covered the spread.
For sure.
For sure. So that's what we had.
He's shaking his head, but this was found in Dr. Fauci's emails. Marshall?
It's despicable. It's disgusting.
Yeah, man.
It really is, actually.
But,
He's the doctor of the world.
Marshall,
He's the doctor of the world.
on a real note, if you go to my screen, Dr. Nicole Sapphire, her tweet, not mine, is pretty obvious why Fauci and other U.S. officials did not want attention on the lab origin possibility. It would bring unwanted attention to the fact the U.S. government was partially funding Wuhan. Follow
I
the
gotta
money.
tell you, it's very bad looking. I watched Tucker last night.
Yeah.
I listened to that. I put it on my Twitter. Check it out. You should watch that video. If any of it's remotely true, it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
The people that were policing what was true or not on Facebook were the people that were at the part of the Wuhan lab. This is absolutely terrible
It's
if
bad.
it's true.
On paper.
If it's true. I'm giving you the hypothesis. I'm trying to take like the high road here.
Right.
Holy smokes. If it's even remotely true, it's absolutely terrible. Check out my Twitter, Todd Ault, and then 3 eyes for the third, Todd Ault the third. You can find the link to Tucker there. Randy, you got a last word. You got a minute.
Yeah, quickly, the Oakland A's organization, I don't know if you saw their minor league organization, they were feeding their players 2 pieces of bread, tomato and lettuce, And the president finally found out, and he goes, "Oh, that's unacceptable." Well, yeah, you say it's unacceptable now because you got caught, but they fired the vendors who were feeding these players, and
A lettuce and tomato sandwich?
yeah, to their minor league organization.
I don't know. Is that healthy? Just lettuce and tomatoes?
That's not healthy.
It doesn't seem like there's anything in that.
Yeah.
Hey, this is June 3rd. It's what's June 3rd? It's the 86th episode.
86.
Thanks to Skyla and Randy for stopping by. Brett and Nick. My man Marshall in the house. Thank you, Marshall, so much. We love you. We look forward to you being back in Vegas and joining us. Jason,
Absolutely.
any final thoughts before we go?
Keep your eye on AMC. You never know where it's going.
Hey, this is Risk On. Check us out tomorrow. I have a podcast with the Alan Parsons. If you don't know the Alan Parsons Project, you shouldn't be alive. See you tomorrow.